machine. Come on. Can you all see my screen?
I see a lot of green.
Can you see it?
I see it clearly.
Perfect. All right, here we go.
The legend of the
Oh,
accolades.
wait. Can you hear it? I think I forgot to do something. Sorry.
I heard it just fine.
Well, that's good. And I will do share audio this time. Do that one. Okay, let's try that again. All right, round 2.
The legend of the accolades. A lost chapter in the life of Lord Daddo before he began his adventurous days. Suffering the loss of his father and being banished from the Singing Pines for being a bad omen, Lord Daddo turned his focus to the warlock craft of his mother Hidari, the Hexblade. Spending his days tinkering with dark magic and powerful weapons, secretly he crafted sabers of power. Recalling the kindness of a craftsman that had once given the outcast shelter, he called them the O'Connell Blades. Crafting one after the other, he infused the first with his positive thoughts, and the second with his rage. Upon activating them, though, his mother, the goddess of war and the forge, was immediately drawn to their power. Angry, such weapons were crafted without her knowledge and blessing, yet proud they were crafted by her son. She could not just destroy them. So she cast them off to a galaxy far, far away. However, this only angered Lord Daddo, so he crafted a third blade, the Sun Blade. More powerful than both that had come before it. When he activated this one, his mother noticed, and in her anger she took the blade and his memory of how to make them. This blade, though, was so perfect and powerful she could not just cast it away. So she hid it from Lord Daddo and cursed it. It wasn't until years later in the night market where he would find his beloved blade again. Knowing his mother would never let him wield it, he gave it to Ymer, a young dwarf who had the habit of running into trouble and not staying in the cart.
A Ritchie family production. Thank you. Okay, William, you can, gladly talk about them now.
That was really cool, Ryan.
Thank you. Where's that blue one at?
Oh, they're in there. You accidentally made Hope's night a whole lot better. Here's what happened. I wasn't expecting 4 of them. Thank you for that. Very much appreciate.
Yes. Yes.
There's 4.
Sorry. I'm so excited. I'm sorry. That's awesome. Love it.
I know you guys can't see too clearly, but it actually does say Nixian Nights and Sunblade in the hilt.
That's badass.
Ryan, fantastic job. Thank you so much.
My
oldest daughter had a very, very stressful night last night, and this was like 5 minutes after I opened that box. She walks in the room and she said she just had the worst night ever. And instead of waiting until graduation to give her her gift, I realized that she needed something to cheer her up. So I made her sit there with her eyes closed. I put it in her hands, and she did this. Dad, what'd you give me?
That's your kid.
So I said, open your eyes. She got this big old grin on her face. And for the rest of the time she was there, she was telling her story, but she was grinning the entire time. And afterwards I went, that is the power of Star Wars right there. Star Wars makes everything better. So thank you, Ryan, for not only these, but the funny story.
You are very, very welcome.
Yeah, this whole thing was really, really cool. I got to sit back seat as Ryan went along with all of it. So I've been really, really excited to see your reaction, William.
I have these great pictures. He took them out of the box. Well, when he first got them, I have these great pictures of that.
Oh, yeah, they arrived at work, and I went, no, 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 no. If I open this box, I won't do any more work. I know me. So I let them in the box, got home, opened it up, and the grin on my face was there all night and pretty much most of the day.
If nothing else, please take pictures of them and send them to Tyler and Andrew and tell them I said thank you. Yeah, that look on your face is great. So you gave me that label, which was great, by the way, but I knew
Yeah.
that I wasn't going to get these to you as fast as I wanted them. So I reached out to Andrew and I said, hey, I want to send William a gift for all the hard work he did helping me get the Cedar Rapids office up and running as quickly as it is. I need a label to send to him. Can you help me out with that? I said, if not, that's totally cool. I'll do it myself. And he says, oh, I got you. He says, let me get Tyler in on this. So then Tyler gets on the chat with us, and Tyler says, are they going to William's house or the office? I said, the office. He goes, okay. He says, now, are you going to take them to a FedEx, or are you going to, or do they need picked up? I said, no, I'll take them. I'll package the gift, everything. He says, can I know what it is? And I said, I don't actually have any pictures of it. And no, you can't know before William does. And he goes, all right. He says, you want this overnighted, 2-nighted, or 5-nighted? And as I was in the middle of typing a response, he says, the cost is pretty much the same. I said, let's overnight that then. He says, all right. Unfortunately, I didn't get there until too late on Thursday or Friday night, whatever night it was. So they're like, well, it's not going to get there till Monday. I was like, that means it'll be there before Tuesday. It's all I care about.
It's a really, really cool thing.
Geek. Just
No, and I got to tell you, it's a gift for you, but I was grinning from ear to ear hearing all of the customizations Ryan did to that Sunblade. It's cool to see things in the game come to real life. Okay. Well, hi. Welcome back, everybody.
Hello.
time.
It seems like it's been, gosh, weeks since the last time we've played. So,
Good news. No drama tonight.
oh, you sure?
I checked.
Okay. Uh, I find it hard to believe that in a house with so many people, there's no drama at any time.
We
No
got
drama
off
right
drama
now.
today.
Like, I can't imagine that everyone's even sleeping at the same time, let alone behaving themselves.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
Damn, that's pretty good.
thanks. And for my next trick. Okay, well, so before we get started, basically just check in. The last thing I had in here, it seemed pretty unanimous that we were going to end up pointing ourselves towards the sea. And I understand the end destination was to try and get over to get the coin, which is great. I mean, that's good to know that you have sort of a plan. Um, but it helps me to be able to figure out things in between A and B.
Am I going to find my sword?
What sword?
Which one?
The sword that was having force
Uh,
damage placed in it?
no, you can just have it.
Oh, okay.
I'm just gonna say that you got it over the course of this year. Did we
Okay.
put it on your sheet already? I thought I did. Oh, well, I can add it in a little bit.
So I was asking.
That's my bad. Uh,
18.
it's not like I manage a whole bunch of other things. Uh,
That's
yeah.
why I haven't messed with you.
Oh no, that was meant to be a joke. No, but yeah, honestly, for stuff like that, it really is best to remind me. Um, I've had to tell Brooke a few times, it is not nagging. You are not annoying me. I have forgotten things. Help me fill in the list. Um, yeah, because if I told you I'm going to do a thing, I want to do the thing. So, over the course of this year, you've had your own little adventures, going and doing things that are a bit more mundane, but spending time getting to know yourself, the world you're in, and getting closer with your group. Now, rebuilding the Wizard's Tower is not an easy task. It wasn't something that was constructed by hands anyway. It was constructed out of pure magic and illusion. So doing so is a very big undertaking, but it's important. And the people of this city watching you go and rebuild their city for them has a very big effect. And by the end of this year, your entire group isn't just known as the heroes that saved the city, but you are known among this town like its saviors. There is no person here that doesn't know your name. There is no person here that doesn't immediately understand the weight that your position carries with it. So you are well known within the city of Reef. What comes along with that is the promise of a whole lot more fun. Now, all of you suddenly startle awake from a dead sleep. The world around you is pitch black, and you hear a voice in your head. All right, so we're just going to start from the top then. And you recognize Muldair's voice when the world comes into view and you are now falling. You can see around you, your compatriots are also falling. And down below you, about 3,000 feet, is the ground. Just keep your wits about you and you can do this. And then all you can hear is whistling air.
That was in character.
Mm-hmm. So, Torch, you have the Sending Stone earring. Uh, who has the other side of that?
Either Tonks or River.
Right?
And there, of course.
I think. Well, it's our own sending stones now, isn't it? We bought them, right?
That's what I'm saying.
So
Is that
they're not compromised sending stones. They're
no,
our
no,
own.
these are just yours, just a two-way connection between you, who we definitively determined must keep one, and then another singular one that anyone else in the party can have. So I just need to know who's got it because you two will be the ones most likely to be able to communicate easily.
I'm like, Tonks had one before. Tonks, you want it this time too?
Volunteer.
All right.
Okay, so your entire group is spread out by about 35 feet apiece from each other in a big sort of semicircle. You are going to have a hard time with casting spells doing this because anything that's concentration based, you're going to have to make a save in order to actually do it. But Roll initiative.
Yes.
I'm like, the image in my brain is Roger Rabbit, like the scene where Mickey Mouse and bugs are falling in the sky. And you got the spare? Do you have the spare?
That's basically what you're experiencing right now, is just free fall in almost a cartoony fashion.
Well, then I'm set because I'm about to be caught by a girl.
Ooga.
Damn, 220s in a row.
I feel like that's a nice way to start things.
Mhm.
Nice, dirty 20.
Thank you, Pumpkin.
Does anybody have a fly spell?
Okay, Sue. Yikers. All right. So Torch and River both got 20s. That's fun. And then Ymir. River, you have the higher initiative modifier, so you get to go first of the two of you. And then
Okay.
it'll be River, Torch, Ymir, Tonks, and Lord Daddo. So since you're the first person getting to act, let me explain this to you first. As the entire group is in free fall, you're looking down below you, and you can see about maybe 1,000 feet below you is a red dragon circling.
I instantly signal my armor to turn silver.
Not your turn.
There.
How far did you say? You said 1,000 feet below us?
1,000 feet.
And how fast are we falling?
Free fall, so 50 feet per second.
So screwed, so screwed, so screwed, so screwed.
So in one whole round of all of us is 6 seconds, right? So we're falling 300 feet per round. So we have 3 rounds until we are where the dragon is right now.
There you are.
I mean, I could not have done all of that in my head. I had to talk it out. Hopefully that helps people too. I
That's
have
better than you can do.
nothing I can do at this point. I have no weapon that is that far of a range. I have no spell that can make me fly. I have no magic item that can help me. I don't even know what to do with my turn. There's nothing else around us?
No, you were in midair.
But there's nothing else flying around. Is it cloudy? Is it sunny?
Perception check for me.
Excuse me?
Perception check for me.
Um, there it is. There it is.
Oof.
Wow, that fucking sucks.
Oof.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't notice anything of note. You look around in all directions, and for a brief moment, you look directly at the sun. It's not enough to blind you, but it's enough to make you reconsider looking around for a bit.
Okay. My turn is over. I don't know what else to do.
Okay.
I don't have a parachute. I mean,
You do have movement. So here is the fun part of it. Because you don't have the ability to sort of move in the traditional sense, you can choose to use your movement to move faster or slower down by either spreading out your body or tucking it in.
oh, I'm spreading out. I would like to move slower toward the dragon in midair, please.
Okay, make a note of that. Okay, so if you are spreading out, you are now instead falling at 30 feet per second.
Okay.
Which means you're basically moving at your usual movement speed.
Hmm.
Then after you, it is Torch.
Okay. So I have shape water, Does that help me in any way to be like, I want to shape it into vapor and cloudy?
Mist. You're making a mist.
Yeah. I'm like water vapor, right? In the sky, in cloud seeds and stuff. Like I know it's a lot of stress.
It could be like hidden. We're
I'm like,
like camouflaged. I like it.
otherwise, like my other would be like, I have a cloak, so I'm definitely gonna like stretch that guy out, and I want everyone else to like grab arms or whatever, so at least we're all resisting the air together.
Mm.
Okay.
You
So
can cause the water to form simple shapes, but I don't know if we could do that really in the air falling.
So so I think that this is one of those gray area type of things, but the way that I'm going to rule this is that you definitely can use the water vapor in the air. I
I
believe
don't
that
like your
in
tone.
particular it makes sense to do it. I wouldn't say that when you're closer to the ground, it would be quite so easy, but now you're literally up with the clouds. So, uh, however, I am sort of curious how, like, for instance, freezing a 5 foot cube of water in midair will do anything for you.
No, yeah, it's more of like you can form water into simple shapes.
And
In
animate.
other words,
Or the-
change the flow of water as you direct it up to 5 feet in any direction. So it'd be like any
Okay,
water vapor in the air pushing us up.
okay. Make an Arcana roll for me.
Okay,
Is that a
I got a
blizzard?
+2 on that. +2.
What's in your blizzard, Ryan?
That's a 21.
Yeah, I like shit. You didn't want this to work, and it's working.
Okay, so here's where we get into some fun stuff. This is the kind of thing that they used to have in third edition, and they are now trying to reintroduce in fifth edition in the new versions. Um, it used to be that if you wanted to cast a spell that you weren't capable of casting, you could use a thing called spellcraft. It was a skill you could put points into, and then you could roll your die plus spellcraft, and if you rolled high enough, you could cast a spell you didn't know how to cast. Um, but the DCs were always out the ass for that kind of thing. Um, but it did mean that regardless, rolling that meant you understood the magic in a way other people didn't. Like, for instance, a great example of how that happened is turning a wall of fire into an easy bake oven.
Right.
That's upper level thinking with your spell. That's like, well, I understand the parts of it. Now let's move it in a different way than they told me to.
That's Tonks level of thinking.
So, so what I'm saying here is, like, I was going to give you some info anyway, but you rolled a 21, so I feel like it's in. I can just tell you the way that I see this working out for you, because the way that that reads, you cause the water to form into simple shapes and animate at your direction.
Reminder. Attention. Attention. This is your last chance to drink water.
Oh, I'm sorry, you guys. So sorry.
Nights.
Shut up, Skynet.
I don't know.
Thank you.
We have to remind the kids, otherwise they argue at bedtime about drinking water. So a dog helps us out.
And you hear it so often, you zoned it out.
What I was trying to say though is,
Nice.
I would say that simple shapes is a pretty vague way to write that. I understand what it's going for, but in this particular case, it's vague. So you can cast one cantrip in a turn. So you can only do it once every 6 seconds. But you could either use this to create ice blocks that would form beneath you one at a time each turn. Or you could choose to. Shape Water isn't a concentration spell, but you'd basically be doing that by continuously casting Shape Water over and over again and choosing to instead make that simple shape into a circle. Because if you have a rapidly moving circle of moisture underneath you, it's going to create a whirlwind.
And I could do that for all of us at the same time and keep us up. All right.
Yeah. Well, so it wouldn't keep you aloft, but it would make it so you land safely.
Yes.
However, there is still a dragon below you.
Yeah.
So this is really just delaying finding the dragon more than anything. But still, like, yeah, yeah. Okay.
But now we're buying time.
Right. Well, so I want to call attention to this, like, as an in-game narrative thing, is that anyone that was observing this just saw Torch do something that no one else has done with this spell. You've never seen anyone do the magic this way.
In character, I just assume that's how it works.
Which also affords you an inspiration point, Kelly. Congratulations.
All right.
Yay.
At this point, I know that there's only enough room on a sheet to keep track of one, and I think you have 2 or 3 at this point, Kelly.
So,
So congratulations. This is what it's like whenever you do shit the DM likes. Because that's creative. That's creative use of that spell. Yeah, I like that. Okay, well, so the only thing that I'm going to say for it, though, is that on your turn, I understand that you're going to continuously do that. But on your turn, what that means is that every turn you're using your action to do that. So you won't have the freedom to like do things like attack or stuff like that. You still have the ability to control your movement, but that's really it. And we'll say that if in a hypothetical scenario you get attacked during this, you will have to make a concentration save or the spell fails. So that'll be a D20 plus your wisdom modifier. But that's only when it comes to it.
Okay.
Okay.
That's when those inspiration points come in handy, Callie.
right? Like, warning, they are going to try to kill us.
You know, sometimes that happens. Sometimes demons gotta kill people. You know, the magic items I gave you far too powerful. Far too powerful. In the night, you melt. I'll see you next week. Yeah. So, as you are now drifting down slower, you see, well, so first, Torch conjures this sort of whirlwind of frost beneath you that slows the fall of every person in the party. As long as you stay within 10 feet of Torch. The range of this is not big.
That was going to be my first question, actually. We can see each other. We're all at the same place.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You're all floating through the air at the same time. It's just you're all spread out by about 30, 35 feet. So right now, the only person who is benefiting from this is Torch. But as anybody else moves closer to Torch, they will have that same benefit.
And that's a concentration spell or just a cast?
It's just casting right now. What I said is that she'll have to make a concentration save if something attacks her. Because Shape Water isn't a concentration-based spell, but Kelly basically declared that Torch would cast it over and over and over and over again on the way down. Because as a cantrip, she can cast it as many times as she wants. She can just only cast it once per turn.
I have a question.
What's your question?
How do we move towards Torch?
So on your movement, you can declare that you are moving towards Torch. Right now, Torch is going to be moving at the same speed as River, so 30 feet. So
Okay, I'm confused because when I asked about movement, you said we could speed up or slow down, but you didn't say we could move side to side.
it's not exactly side to side. You're moving
Oh, like
pointing
aim
you.
ourselves.
Yeah.
I didn't understand that, or I would have done that.
Okay. I'm sorry I didn't make that clear enough.
It's okay.
But yeah, think skydiving. It's like that.
Sure, I go skydiving all the time, so
Well, yeah, but
I
it's
know
in.
exactly how it works.
You ever seen the skydiving in it?
What?
Have you ever seen a movie with skydiving in it? Where they like jump out of a plane like any of the Avengers movies?
Yeah.
It's like that.
Okay.
Anyway,
Actually, putting your arm out, putting your body out, that was a really great decision because it really does affect how you move through the air.
Yeah.
it's a really smart move, especially because now that Torch has found a way to get people down safely, you're moving at the same speed as her, so you can get to her a lot easier than the other crew can right now because they are falling faster than her. That is the end of Torch's turn. So next up in initiative is Ymir.
Most of my players all have dark vision, but one of them actually said something that just makes me laugh right now. Remember, folks, when dungeoneering and playing, it's always a good idea to bring a torch. Ha!
Great.
Couldn't help it.
It's perfect.
Wholeheartedly. I know at least one torch that's gotten you out of a few jams.
A few. Usually the only reason we survive.
A couple of times at least. Okay. So what is Ymir doing?
Ymir is actually going to make sure that his weapons are still there and sheathed and everything else, and his shield is set. He's going to reach back and reach underneath his shield to where the egg is safely placed and make sure that that's still there. Once that's all done, he's going to go ahead and reach in his pack, pull out one of his blankets, and hold it out just enough so that other people can possibly grab onto it. We can pull each other a little bit closer together.
So I thought that we had talked about this before, but your egg is now hatched.
It was supposed to hatch this session.
So the egg, your griffin, has sort of refused to come out of its shell. It is cracking under the weight and size of it, but it refuses to come out. So you are now in free fall with this grumpy little griffin on your back.
Also, I think to myself, so I stretch out the blanket to somebody else, and I guess I reach back to reassure the griffin that I'm still here and it's still there. But I also think to myself very clearly that if something happens here and I don't make it, Thorum, it's been an honor. It's been a pleasure. Don't cook the griffin.
Ymir, you're not allowed to die because if you die, then what the hell happens to me?
I got no ideas here. This is not my purview. That's my turn.
You reach back and you touch your griffin egg, and you can feel the like click clack of talons up against the inside of the eggshell, almost like it's with your hand as you touch the egg.
Hey, buddy, it'll be okay.
You've noticed
fine,
that
fine.
over the last year, it has gotten a lot more active in there. It might have something to do with the fact that you have a magic item that basically makes you an incubator.
Nice. Very nice.
Um, yeah, never cold. Ymer's never cold.
Can the
Uh,
blanket reach to anybody?
the blanket, I mean,
Probably like 6, 7 feet.
well, the blanket probably won't, but like, I know you have rope in your pack.
I don't have it listed in my inventory, so I
Oh,
didn't
no.
want to med.
Got it. Well, I mean, having silk rope is part of a regular adventuring kit, so there's no reason why your character couldn't have had it unless you right now decide to declare you don't have it.
I would think that over the last year I would have picked up one, but I didn't want to meta that. So
This
Everything on him got burned off at one point.
I know, but my point here is that it's been a year, and like I said, this is standard adventuring gear, so it's entirely likely that
okay.
you would be able to get access to that kind of thing without even trying.
Okay.
Like that's the kind of thing that like you would walk out of a bar and you'd be like, "Hey, does anyone have any rope?" And three people toss you rope.
Right. So yes, I throw out the rope to the general direction of Tonks and River.
Okay. Now it is a rope, so I'm going to ask you: are you going to tie something to the end of it to be able to throw it?
I would just wrap it around my wrist.
Okay. Well, no, what I meant is like because since it's a rope, it has like almost no weight. So you're throwing an almost weightless thing into the air and then it's going up behind you. So my question is, are you going to tie something to the end of it and then throw that thing in the direction of whoever so that it actually travels straight? Momentum
Yes.
velocity.
I don't have time to do it though.
Why not?
I think it'd take longer than 6 seconds to tie it to the handles of my shield and frisbee my shield out to somebody with the rope attached and also attached to my wrist.
Maybe, but if you want a suggestion, you could instead tie the other side of that rope to your coin purse and then chuck your coin purse.
Ooh, yeah.
I'm not trying to tell you how to do it. All I'm trying to tell you is that there's an easier way.
Fine, I'll do the coin purse. I had to think about it though.
It's all good. It's all good.
Yes, absolutely. That sounds like a good
I'm,
idea.
I'm not trying to backseat drive your decisions here. I'm just like, you know how like velocity is gonna take that shit away. Anyway. Yeah, okay, so who are you throwing it to? 50 feet of rope would get to any one person around you.
Tonks, definitely.
Awesome. Okay, so you quickly tie the end of your rope to your coin purse and wrap the other end around your gauntlet and chuck it across the air at Tonks. Uh, let's see. Okay, Tonks, you're next in initiative, so I'm not going to make you make a roll to see that coming.
Did I catch it? Do I got a roll to catch?
You don't have to roll to catch. I was going to make you roll if your turn had already passed or if it was more than one away.
Oh, gotcha, gotcha,
The
gotcha.
fact that yours is next in the order, to me, tells me that everyone is sort of at the same time clicking things together. Um, so it chucks this rope at you with a coin purse at the end of it. You grab it with your whole body weight and wrap it around your arm. You've got the other side of his rope now. So
Okay.
now there's two of you tied together, but you are still plummeting.
Okay.
You still have the ability to move or take an action because I'd consider that a bonus action to just like wrap it around yourself.
Okay. So
You could, I mean, you could do any number of things to get to anybody else if you wanted to.
um I was thinking I fly, so could I cast fly on myself and then like see if I can't fly around and maybe like use the rope to herd everybody together or something somehow?
Yes, you may. Let's see.
We are on fire.
Mm-hmm. And this is what happens when you are a professional Dungeons and Dragons player. Let's see here. Third level. It is a concentration spell. Okay. So then I'm going to make you make a wisdom save. Okay.
Okay. Jeepers creepers.
That's actually fine.
What'd you
Yay,
roll?
a 12.
Yeah, so you're rolling against the the distraction of all of the rushing wind passing by you, since this is a concentration-based spell. So you rolled, you succeeded, and so you are now capable of casting the spell. And now moving forward, the only time that you would have to roll for that concentration again is if something tried to interrupt you. Like if you cast another concentration-based spell, or if something attacked you, or like you went unconscious, or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, so you've effectively now cast fly on yourself. Um, okay, so you now have a fly speed of 60 feet. Cool. So you now sort of stop midair, and then you are pulled about another 50 feet straight down with the strength and momentum of a heavily armored dwarf wrapped around your arm. And you are still flying, but you feel the weight of an anchor pulling you.
All
Uh,
right.
This is the kind of thing that I was talking about that would require a concentration roll. So you don't have to do it now. You're going to do it at the top of your turn. If you fail, then the spell ends. That's all.
Okay.
There's not like a backlash thing. That's the worst thing that happens. Okay, so and then I guess from Amir's point of view, you and Tonks are falling at the same rate, and then all of a sudden Tonks isn't next to you anymore, and you are falling alone, and then you are swinging like Indiana Jones midair. The only reason you're still attached at all with that kind of a whip on it is because you wrapped it around your gauntlet. Now, I don't want to cross too many Lucas films off at the same time by having lightsabers and Indiana Jones. So we're going to have to cut back on that a bit. I'm pretty sure I'm stepping on someone else's IP. um, so yeah, Ymir comes to a sudden and abrupt halt. I'm not like your character at this point, William, has no idea why. Ymir has not been able to figure out what the hell just happened. But the world just changed a little bit physics-wise. Everyone else in the party can see this as well as Tonks comes to a stop. Next in the line for initiative is Lord Daddo.
So we're falling,
You are.
just free falling. So my cloak is, oh, doing its thing. And so Torch and River are above me somewhere, right? Because I'm falling faster than they are. And at this point, the other two have just stopped in motion completely, right?
Mhm.
And we're several hundred feet above the ground still.
Several thousand.
Hmm. Well, waste not, want not, I guess. All right. So at this, I've seen the coolness of what uh Torch did. So I can use movement to kind of guide myself to being within 10 feet of where she should be. And then I should just be able to grab the edges of my cloak to slow myself down enough to get caught up in the same whirlwind that she's creating, right? You're muted.
Oh, oops. Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh. All right. Well, for now, I'm just gonna do that.
Okay.
It seems like a nice idea.
Just gonna put this out in the universe, but apparently I need to find a featherfall cloak.
There you go. I just dropped a video into the chapter 3 channel of skydiving with no parachute into a net. Just so you get an idea of how this is.
Oh boy.
Did I successfully get myself to the fun-filled times of, hanging out with Torch and looking at a fun-looking whirlwind underneath us?
Um, yes. Yes. Yeah, you should be able to move that far.
Well, that's good. So I'm no longer in danger of crashing to the ground uninterruptedly. We just still have a dragon underneath us, right?
Right. And I need to point out that it's not like you're falling, like you're going down on an elevator where it's really easy going. You're floating on top of a tornado, basically.
Well, who wants the easy things in life?
Really, what this is that this is not great. It is better than Splat. Um, but that'd really be your turn to get all the way over there and join up.
That's okay.
Okay, cool.
I'm with that.
All right. Let's see. Let's set.
Okay. That person intentionally jumped out of a plane without a parachute and took a video of it.
Yeah. My father has a word for that. It's called fool.
Cool. Yes. Maybe.
And he landed in a net.
I will do it again. I will jump out of a perfectly good airplane with a parachute. With a parachute.
I couldn't watch it. I tried to watch the video, baby. I made it a few minutes and then I was like,
You don't have to watch the video. It was just for reference.
Brooke, if you speed it up to double speed and everything, it goes faster for you. I'm just saying.
that is not helpful.
Just based on the party, you now have double movement straight down. All right, I'm going to Dimension Doris another 150 feet straight down. All right, Gate Spell 500 feet straight down.
Anybody have any of those spells?
I don't, unfortunately.
I do, but it only works for 90 feet, and I can only do it twice. And I can only do it with one other person.
Shit.
You know the trick to how to use that and save yourself from any fall, though, Ryan?
Kill everybody else in the party first?
Nope.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Wait until you are within, 50 feet, 100.
Oh, yeah, I know. That's why I said for now, I'm just... Why bother using anything, for now?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah. The spell works within 90 feet. I can safely get me and one other person on the ground.
That wasn't what I was going to say.
Oh, okay. Sorry, go on.
What I was going to say is that if you wait until you're close enough to the ground, you can use it to go up, and then it changes your terminal velocity. And then you stop having free fall and you don't die.
Oh, so on that note, I'm wondering if I were to cast Eldritch Blast at the ground and throw out that repelling blast at the same time, wouldn't that push me up and break my terminal velocity?
Very Iron Man. That's not Hulk, that's Iron Man. You're confused.
No, it will not. It doesn't displace enough of your weight to do that.
Oh, boo. Okay.
Or just blasting the crater you're gonna die in.
Likewise, not just Thunderstep, but basically any type of teleportation magic can do exactly that. It changes the rate at which you're falling, the rate at which you're moving. Like physics itself is sort of bent when you move through one of those things. And so that's what can save you in that place. I've had more than a few people dimension door themselves right before they died by casting it on the ground.
Oh.
Anyway. That makes it my turn. Okay.
Forgot how much nervousness it causes me when he says that.
Right? I'm like, oh, as we just get blasted out of the sky by the dragon we didn't do anything with.
Torch, even or odd?
Oh, even.
Cool. As your group is still falling, except for the dwarf, you are seeing that red dragon get closer and closer. And it opens up this massive blast of flame directly up towards you. Now, the reach of that thing is 500 feet, so you are still too far away for it to hit you. But it does give you sort of an idea of what you're about to deal with, as it is the span, both the width and breadth of this fire is larger than any building you've been in.
Super.
That makes it your turn, River.
Great. So
Hold on. I need you to make me a perception check with disadvantage.
that's just
Okay. So while you're falling, you hear a seems totally out of place with where you are.
well, yeah, we know we're in a like a simulation.
You're technically inside your own minds.
Right. Can we talk to him while there?
Yeah, you can try. Whether or not he'll answer is really up to him. But in the hypothetical, can you reach him? Yes, he can hear you.
Okay, can I just review? I slowed myself down. Torch made a whirlwindy thing to keep her from falling as fast. Ymer threw a rope to Tonks, and then Tonks fly. And now the two of them are suspended, no longer falling. And then Daddo did what?
Daddo moved over
Me.
next to Torch, and so now is falling at the same rate as Torch.
So Daddy's next to Torch. Okay, and I'm falling at the same rate as Torch. I'm just not right next to her. So I want to use my movement to get closer to Torch and Daddo.
Okay, you can do that easily.
And I'm going to shout to them. I just heard a weird knocking sound. And in the same breath say, Mulder, is everything okay? And I think So that was a movement, and talking isn't
That's
doesn't
considered a
count.
bonus action. So you
Bonus action.
have an action.
Do I still have my action? I'm gonna hold my action until I'm within, if I in this next round become close enough to do anything to the dragon. But I don't think we will unless some magical thing happens.
Okay. What I think might be more beneficial for you is how to use that. I like that you're thinking that way, but instead of
Mhm.
having your trigger be when you're close enough to hit it, why don't you make your trigger when it gets closer to you?
Yeah. Okay. And did Mulder respond to me?
Um, yeah, you can plainly hear him. It's odd because you hear him like he's right next to you, but you can't.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, everything is fine. Everything's fine. Just focus on your homework.
Can everybody hear him or just me?
Everybody can hear him. They couldn't hear you ask the question.
Okay. Well, the two people who are right next to me can hear me.
Yeah, I'll say
They
that. Yeah,
heard me say, I heard the weird knocking sound, and I asked Mulder if everything's okay.
right. So yeah,
Oh,
then Torch and or Tonks and Ymer don't hear you.
okay. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna make eye contact with the two people close to me and be like, this is my concerned face. And I guess that's
I really love the idea that River is falling and it is like, this is my concerned face! Trying to knock over the wind rushing by.
yes.
Did anyone else hear that? Else seems as concerned as I
Yeah.
Oh,
am. Okay, awesome. Well, then the next in line is Torch.
I like that she knows it's a simulation too, and she's still freaking out. Like
Right.
I'm like at this point, I'm like, meh, right? Like let's see if this works.
Which I do love that everyone else is taking this like a full-on combat scenario, and Torch is the one that's like, okay, so even if we die in here, we don't really die. It's gonna be fine.
Right, right. I'm like, it's the cartoon ground.
But you can still feel the dying, right?
That's absolutely true, actually, because it's in your head.
Exactly.
oh, that's
So
not
I'm a little scared of that because you still have that memory after this.
But here's the thing, because it's in your head, the only thing you feel is what your brain thinks it would feel like.
Well, that sounds worse.
Which is the reason why most people, when they're in dreams and they fall and they impact the ground, they don't feel ground. They feel something else because their brain doesn't really comprehend it because they don't fall on the ground very often.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm screwed. I've fallen out of a couple trees.
All the time. What are you talking about?
But yeah,
It's in winter. I mean,
so yeah, the effect basically is that yes, if you do, let's hypothetical, you fall from 3,000 feet and impact the ground, you will have a split second of feeling what that is, and then you're back to being awake again.
but if we're being realistic, you have a heart attack before you hit the ground.
It could happen.
You die of fear before the ground hits you, usually.
Just
Or
you
like
just
that's
hope that being that you are in the wizarding school right now, that maybe someone knows healing magic. We're gonna have to shock him.
Do I know any clerics that owe me a favor?
Forget the lay on hands, shock and grasp. Clear. Yeah, so you heard Mulder in your head. Torch, what do you take away? Do you want to act on anything? Are you gonna still focus
no,
on?
I'm just gonna hold off till the dragon does something, right? Like nothing. We don't even. I mean, it showed off, but we don't know it's actually gonna eat us, right?
You're right. You're right. Yeah, it's down there circling and blowing fire at you, but it hasn't approached you yet. Which either means that it's lazy and it's just waiting for food to come to it, or it's not a threat.
Or it's Ryan's time to ride. You want to ride something? This thing's big enough. Yours isn't.
I can't argue that. I
So does that mean that, Kelly, you want to hold your action as well?
Yes, please.
Okay, cool. Then next in the order is Ymer.
Ymer points towards the dragon and yells as loud as he possibly can, "Float towards that! Float towards that!"
Yeah, at this point, it is plainly obvious what is happening. The surprise of stopping midair is quickly alleviated by looking up and seeing your friend holding on to your really, really heavy ass. Armor is heavy, bro.
100%.
Especially what you comprehend as heavy versus what Tonks comprehends as what armor must feel like.
That's fair. However, I chose randomly one of my 4 partners, and I'd like to say, nailed it.
I don't know. The jury's still out on that one.
So what else is Ymer doing? Anything?
Nope, that's it. Just pointing towards the dragon, and I'm ready to. He might have turned it on. Point towards dragon. Let's go.
Okay, awesome. Then from your turn, it then becomes Tonks' turn. So Tonks, you're now suspending your dwarven compatriot midair about 50 feet below you. He's drawn his weapon and pointed it at the dragon and said, "Let's go!"
All right.
Your friends, just to like clearly illustrate this, are about 30 feet to your right, and then about another 40 feet down.
Okay.
You could move to them in one turn because you have 60 feet of fly speed if you wanted to. But remember, they're continuing to go down each turn. So you can do that as well, but just be aware that they're not standing still.
This is tricky. I have the other sending stone, right?
Mm-hmm. Which works out great since you've technically split the party right now.
Oops.
We're old hands at this.
Yeah. Okay,
Why is it
so
always me?
What? Let's call it the party.
You don't stay in the cart?
I'm trying.
damn it, I should have worn mine tonight. Damn it. I feel like I made a mistake on my last turn, but
What do you mean?
well, because I thought that I could cast the thing and then do the thing that I wanted to do, like all in one movement. And so now, one, I didn't think through the whole gravity thing. So that's kind of, I'm stuck. But I'm thinking that I'm going to tell Torch, hey, let's go get this sucker. And then I am just going to head full bore at the dragon. And I am going to try to sort of like catapult my wee dwarfy with the sword at the dragon. I mean, we got fire protection in our armor. At least I know I do.
Okay.
So let's go.
Okay. Then Tonks, I'd like you to either make, I'll let you choose, an athletics or acrobatics check.
Let's see. Check, you said?
Yes. Yep, either athletics or acrobatics, whichever one you want.
son of a bitch.
Oof.
Not my day.
So here's the thing. You sort of try to leverage what movement you've got to move Ymir closer. The best you can do to do that is to move straight down your full movement speed and pull him along with you. Because the momentum of you tugging him after you've traveled 60 feet will make him move faster. However, an 8 on acrobatics means that as you do it, the rope slips through your hands. So you rocket down about 60 feet. Ymir gets a jerk and then slack.
Oh no.
And so now, Ymir, you are floating off slightly from your friends. Okay.
Well,
It's now Lord Daddo's turn. What do you undo, Daddo? What that Daddo do?
You're muted.
So is Ymir free falling again?
Yes.
And Ymir is the only one free falling, right? Well, technically speaking, Tonks and Torch and I are slowerly free falling, and River's right there with us, right?
What I would say is that you and River and Torch are still falling. Tonks is flying, and Ymir is in free fall because he has no control over the falling at all.
How far away is he from me?
I think they call it falling with style.
You don't know how to do that.
wow.
By the way, Brooke, I'm so jealous right now.
Okay.
Of me laying down.
Yeah, it's my pumpkin time.
All right, Ymir, heads or tails?
Ooh, head. Za.
It looks like a head to me.
Don't worry. Gave me heads. Wow, that was so funny. Kelly got blurry.
I'm sorry.
Okay, so you succeed on the check there. You are 50 feet away from Ryan. That's where you were at the end of Tonks' turn. However, there was a chance that based on what Tonks did, that you floated off in another direction. 50-50, so. But you made it! Hey!
Hey.
Oh, Ymir is 50 feet from Lord Daddo, right? And at this point, I have to. Would I be correct in assuming that Ymir is down from my location?
No, he's actually above you because Tonks stopped midair.
And yeah, we kept falling.
That's the reason why on Tonks' turn, I declared that Heather could move her all the way to you because you're 50 feet away and she has a 60-foot movement speed.
All right.
So he's about to fall on top of us, potentially.
Is he falling on
next.
top of us, or is he like outside of our area for that?
I'm going in here to find some graph paper to go and show you this, and I find this.
I think there might be pages in my notes that have that too.
You got poop on your notes. You should clean them up.
Also true.
Okay.
Throw them away. Can't clean that shit off.
Oh.
Accidental
My
pun.
glasses on. I can't read shit without my glasses. Could resist.
William, don't be
Jerk.
jealous. I'm laying down because my back has been hurting really bad the last couple of days.
Hmm.
Oh, I'm sorry, huh?
It does feel better to lay down though.
I'm glad to hear.
Just gonna throw it out there. Sometimes a good poop will help with that.
Thank you, Ryan. I have a herniated disc, so it's a little different.
It's not poop
I,
related.
I don't think pooping's gonna help with that.
Yeah.
No, probably not. Might relieve some pressure, maybe.
I know a really good chiropractor. I don't think she's gonna be able to do a lot for you down in Texas, though.
Yeah, that's pretty far away.
She's fantastic, though. Every time I go visit her, I tell her that she's the only person I pay to hurt me.
Yeah.
William, if that lasts more than a minute and a half, I'll be surprised.
That's what she said.
No, they don't.
So,
Oh my gosh.
give you an idea of relative space.
Wait, where the heck is Lord Daddo?
In the triple threat. And then
Boom.
in the event that you didn't realize, a little further down, Doom. So, does that give you a better... Here, hold on. I just realized what's going on.
We'll be fine. We've killed one of those before.
No, we haven't.
There you go. Turn off the
We
port.
looted an already dead one, didn't we?
Yeah, we looted one. We didn't
Yeah,
kill
we
it.
looted.
Yeah, so there you go.
Remembers that story a little differently than the rest of y'all.
He gets it.
We killed a dragon. We found a dead dragon.
It's
Yeah,
all in how you tell the story.
So give you some perspective on sort of the spread. Technically, Tonks is in between you and Ymer, but she's further down than you.
So I clearly heard Mondaire say everything is fine.
Yeah, he didn't sound very confident though.
Well, nobody's made an insight check on that.
Oh,
I don't even know what Hey, amazing DM, I'd like to make an inside check on that.
Wow, that's a really inventive and totally unique idea, Ryan. Thank you for deciding that.
There we go.
That's a 14. You would say that the way that he was talking seems not like Muldair. Usually, he is not so, I'm going to call it non-descriptive. Usually it's harder to get him to shut up.
Lovely.
He's also almost never nice. So, being like, oh no, everything's fine. It's totally fine. You have fun.
That wasn't Muldair or Muldair.
No, it was definitely Muldair because Muldair's in control of all this
I
shit.
mean, like he's under some sort of duress or distress. What it seems like.
oh no.
But yeah, you would say it's not like you detect that he is lying to you. You pick up that he is not acting normal.
Oh, I'm sure this is going to be a grand idea looking back at things. I really, really am. Yep.
The hairs in the back of my neck just went up.
How far away is that dragon from us?
Right now, I'm going to give it a round number and say it's like 2,700 feet from you.
Oh.
No. You said we were 3,000 feet from the ground and the dragon was 1,000 feet below us.
Oh, you're right. You're right. So then
So it's less than 1,000 feet away now.
You're like, I think that would make you close to like 350 feet from it because it's been 2 rounds now.
But we slowed our movement So it should be more than 3 rounds till we get to the
So 5.
dragon.
There, we'll give it a round number.
Thank
You're
you.
500 feet away from the dragon.
Oh, so still too far away to do anything. Well, there went that idea.
And Brooke, that's how you do DM math.
You just
Well,
I
no,
totally
that doesn't
just-
make sense because they've been falling for too long. All right, so then I gotta add 50 for that.
Jose says hi. There.
Hi,
That's
Jose.
what Jose told me to say. Okay. Also, for now, yeah, Lord Dad's just gonna hold his action. He's just gonna ride the tornado.
Okay, cool. So that's the end of the round. So that means that anybody that was holding their actions, it resets.
Yeah.
You got
Means
your
I just
actions
lost
back.
it.
Whatever you held is no longer held. So now the dragon is going to start flying closer to you. In one large swoop of its wings, it moves about 180 feet towards you. And percentile. Okay. The dragon moves about 100 and we'll say 180 feet straight up, and then it does a barrel roll. I don't know any other way to describe this, and splits into 2 dragons.
Oh.
Oh, now you're just trying to spoil me.
2 smaller dragons? Well,
No, 2 equally sized dragons.
Super.
2 equally sized red dragons that are now moving up to flank.
Not very nice, Mulder.
You can hear around you there is a crash of thunder off in the distance. Not like super loud where you are, but it is rumbly, like boom, 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 boom. Yeah, okay, so nobody needs to make concentration checks yet. Okay, well that makes it River's turn. River, what are you doing?
I would like to leave the simulation, please.
Okay.
Can I do
You're gonna have to reach Mulder. Now, there are 2 ways that you can get out of this. You can either get him to let you out, or you can wake up.
Okay.
In order to wake up, you will have to do something that will jolt you awake.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so I'm gonna ask Mulder to bring me out.
Okay.
Not because I want to abandon the party, but because it seems very much like Mulder is not okay. And that means that we are not okay because we are asleep where Mulder is. And I'm really concerned about
You're
that.
trying to ask Mulder to help you. What are you asking?
To wake me up, to let me out of the thing. Like, I want to snap back to reality. Whoop, there goes gravity or something.
Persuasion.
Before you go.
What, Miles?
Roll persuasion.
Roll persuasion.
Mhm.
Good. Good. I'm good at persuasion. Fuck yeah. It's a 25.
Yes.
Rogue.
Yeah, no kidding. Gotta love that. +6 freaking charisma. Oof. Okay. Well, a 25 on your persuasion check, and you hear Mulder very plainly say, I wish I could, but I'm having some trouble right now. I need a minute.
And everybody can hear Mulder? Or just me?
That was just you.
Okay.
because you reached out with the persuasion check.
Okay. So that didn't work, but now I can try to wake myself up.
Sure. That skill check was your action, though.
Okay.
So, you can forfeit your move to make another skill check.
Okay. Which skill check would it be?
Well, I suppose at this point it would either be medicine or arcana.
Well, I have a -1 on medicine and a 0 on arcana, so that seems the most likely to work.
Big money, no whammy, no whammy. Hey, got you an 18. So, yeah, your arcana check gives you that when you are in this type of dream state, the best way to jolt you awake is to do something that you wouldn't normally do.
Mm-hmm.
It's the equivalent of jumping into a bathtub full of ice cold water. It startles you because it's a thing that your brain can't comprehend.
Okay.
So what that basically tells you is get creative.
Get what?
Creative.
Yeah. But have I used all of my actions as my turnover?
That's everything.
Can I talk to my people, or is that I'm
No, because you used your free action or your bonus action to talk to Moldair.
okay?
No, I'll give it to you because I'll roll in the talking to Moldair as part of the persuasion check. That makes more sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Then, and I'm right next to Daddo and Torch.
That's right.
Okay. And I have what, 3 seconds?
Yeah, give or take.
Okay. So I'm going to yell to them. I really want to wake up. Can one of you do something that will shock the shit out of me, please? And I guess that's the end of my turn.
Okay. Torch, it's your turn.
I'm like, I got shocking grasp. Like, I could take her literally.
I do kind of like the snarky, smart ass pirate that reaches over and goes, "Bah!"
And
I
then
need someone to
River
shock
turns and
me.
punches
I
Kelly
am
in the face,
waiting
and
for
that
you to
wakes River
say
up
this.
because she would never do that.
I've been waiting for you to ask for this for a long time, River. Yeah, so what are you going to do, Kelly?
I mean, I can't. I literally have to touch her with that.
Yeah, if you want to do it.
Wouldn't that stop what you're doing with the tornado thing, though?
No, right? Because I can. Would it?
No, because concentration-based spells and regular spells are not. Wait. Shape water is not a concentration-based spell.
Cantrip.
Ryan is correct. You can't do shocking grasp and shape water at the same time.
Yeah.
So right, Kelly. If she needs a bit of a shock to get out of this, Lord Daddy's got that covered.
Well, and I mean, you don't have to think so two-dimensionally. You don't have to just use spells. You have other things that you can do.
Yeah, but the spells are fun.
Not
How
wrong.
often do I get to do this and no one gets mad at me?
Right? I'm like, I'm taking her literal. I'm shocking grasping her.
You know, actually, that does work sort of in conjunction with Torch's idea. Well, this is only a simulation, so I don't have to try too hard to save us. So is that what you're choosing to do? You're going to use shocking grasp?
Yeah, she said shock the shit out of her.
When you do that, your shape water ends. So I'm not like nothing negative happens. to
Right,
you.
we're still hitting, we're still far
I'm
enough.
making that
Yeah.
known just so that, like, for instance, Ryan doesn't assume that he's continuing to float after this. But yeah, you can definitely cast Shocking Grasp. Uh, 16 to hit. What is your armor class, River? AC?
My AC is 16.
That's a dead hit then. Cool. So yes, you definitely hit with your Shocking Grasp. So do damage.
Nice.
Right. It's just
Thank you for not doing a ton of damage.
yes, yeah, right. This works out. This works out.
You were like holding back. I can tell.
Yeah, because she had control over it.
Okay, so now River needs to make a wisdom save.
Great. My fucking favorite.
They look so guilty.
Steak.
If you've got an inspiration point, you might want to use it.
I'm re-rolling.
Yes, and
I'm re-rolling. I have lucky and I am re-rolling. There. A 5. So much better.
Is there a common sense academy we can take her?
You also have an inspiration point that you got from the side quest last time.
I also have what?
You also have an inspiration point from your side quest last time, so you can re-roll again just with that.
I mean, I have 3 luckies. I could re-roll all of them.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, potentially.
Okay. I already used 1 lucky. I'm going to re-roll one more time.
Okay. So
And whatever that is.
so you
What?
spent 2 points of your lucky?
Yes.
Okay.
For the love of fuck, please don't fail me now.
Just
I
Did you
just
say
cannot
the
roll
level?
wisdom saves. Why is Shocking Grasp a wisdom save?
Shocking Grasp is not a wisdom save.
Then why am I rolling wisdom saves?
Because you're rolling a wisdom save to maintain the concentration and not wake up. You failed your ability to stay asleep.
So I woke up?
Correct. Hey!
Why didn't you tell me that after the first roll?
Because you declared you were re-rolling before I could say anything.
You could have stopped me. Okay, so I woke up.
You did. We will
And-
get to you when it's your turn next.
she
Okay.
succeeded twice by fail.
And you didn't say anything either time.
I did. The second time I said if you wanted to use an inspiration point, you can.
But you didn't say I had woken up at that point. I don't understand.
That's because you hadn't, because the other things had not resolved yet, because you kept choosing to do more things.
Okay.
And it wouldn't be polite to interrupt.
Well, it's more
it would be polite to not let me keep using my lucky points if I don't need to.
I don't know what to tell you.
Every other time getting that low of a roll on a save is a fail, and it does what you're trying to do doesn't work.
Except when you were trying to go through into the painting. You had to fail your save to get in there.
I was gonna say when we tried to get in the painting, that's what we had to do. We had to fail to succeed.
Okay. I'm not going to argue it anymore. I just think it's shitty that you didn't say anything because I could have saved those lucky points for something else.
Those are only existent inside of this space. So they haven't been spent in the real world.
Okay.
So
Thanks for that information, Miles. That makes me. I'm gonna have so much more fun with this now.
So, next in the order, actually, I guess Torch, all you've done is shocking grasp. Do you want to do anything else?
No, I'm good.
Cool. Next in the order is Ymir.
Two questions. First, out loud, I say, Mulder, what the hell is going on? Where are you?
So, funny thing, do you know what a basilisk is?
I think I might have a general description of one, but I don't believe I haven't seen one.
Giant snake.
Well, it's hard to explain, but I may or may not slowly be becoming a statue.
Okay. How can we help?
No, don't worry about it. I'll be fine. I've
He's
got this
becoming a what?
statue.
Statue.
Do you look at a basilisk? Wait,
So
I'm not part of this conversation. I just remembered. Sorry.
basilisk venom can turn people's flesh to stone.
Oh.
All right. Then I ask Thorum, have you ever been in a situation like this?
I've been in literally thousands of situations like this, Amir. We're in your head.
All right. How do we get out of this?
I live in your head. I don't get out of this.
Mulder, how do I get out of this simulation?
A little busy right now.
Did
Now, William, I don't want you to feel too discouraged. Remember, Thorum has only been giving you the answers you're asking for. He has not refused to help you. Mulder, on the other hand, has refused to help you.
I made Thorum a promise and I'm never going to break it. All right.
Actually, you know what? I can give you something, William, that you would have that other people wouldn't have experienced. Actually, you and River would have experienced it. That inside your head, Thorum is a fully functional thing. The only reason why you're not seeing him right now is because in your head right now, you perceive this as the real world. Remember all that stuff that happened inside of your head before, and he was real there. So right now, this place is only as real as you choose it to be.
So if this isn't real, then I would never do this. I turn off the sunblade, I point the hilt at my face, and I turn it back on.
Yeah, so very abruptly, anyone else that was observing immediately sees him vanish, right after River vanishes. Think Thanos snap, just dust in the wind.
Wait.
What?
No. I'm being paranoid. I'm not dead.
Yet.
All right.
Chapter 3, Episode 1. We re-roll.
Don't test me. I will play my druid, man.
I would love to see that happen. Not enough to kill you without just cause, but I would love to see that happen.
It will be pretty cool.
Righteous.
I
Um, okay. That makes it the dragon's turn.
Wait, I didn't go.
Oh, that's right. You're after.
And Tonks.
Yeah,
That's
and Tonks didn't
I'm
go
sorry. I
either.
screwed up the initiative because I wasn't looking. You're right. It's
Ethan.
Tonks next.
So you said that we could all hear Mulder.
Yeah.
So I will know that he's been telling my friends how to get out, and
Now,
I'll know how to get myself out, right?
so here's the thing. The only person of this entire interaction that you haven't heard the back and forth on is when River made a persuasion check against Mulder. Because Mulder specifically reached back to River to basically say no. That wasn't something that came across for everybody. On the other hand, Ymir didn't try to make any type of check to manipulate Mulder. He just was like, get me out! That's a thing that was sort of general conversation that everyone would have heard from him.
All right. So I know that if I do something weird, I'll wake up.
That's what you know so far.
Okay. So then I'm going to I'm going to take my lyre out and snap it over my knee.
The moment that it comes into impact with you, you need to make a strength check.
Oh gosh. I really don't like the way that William looks right now. I'm so scared. All right, strength, 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 strength.
I'm impressed. That was a good one.
You can do it.
Strength. Oh, strength check. There we go. Okay.
I was not expecting that. That was pretty cool.
I have 0 strength. Oh, thank goodness.
Nice. Yeah, you take it over your knee and you hit it as hard as you can. And you can feel the impact of wood against your bone. And then sort of this searing pain as you are ripped out of this dream space. It is now Lord Daddo's turn.
All right, so Lord Daddo has seen Torch shock River, and River was gone. Lord Daddo has watched Ymir kill himself, and now Ymir is gone. He has witnessed Tonks destroy her lyre, and now she is gone. So now it's just Torch and I, right?
That's right.
Okay. I'm gonna hit Torch with Eldritch Blast.
Oof. Okay. Roll to hit. That's definitely a hit with a 23. That is not, however, enough to knock her out.
Oh, really? Wow.
The magic number is 10 points of damage.
I'm really, really sorry about this, Torch.
So yeah,
really
it
sorry.
hit real hard, real quick, and it hurts like a son bitch. 25 does hit. And yes, that's enough. Yeah, so unlike everyone else who sort of came out pretty quickly, you get hit once. Sort of think about this. You and Lord Daddo are now sort of trying to figure out what's going on at the same time and starting to see what's happening. And you look over at him out of desperation and see him leveling his hand at you. And he goes, "Trust me," and then shoots you, and nothing happens but pain.
Why on earth would I yell out, trust me? That's so
Taking a
weird.
little bit too long. You're interrupting my game pretty long. So
But yeah, so on the second hit, you dematerialize. And so now it's just Lord Daddo in free fall.
Great. How far away are the dragons?
150 feet? 100 feet, probably about 100 feet at this point.
Great. Third shot going to the dragon to the right.
Okay. That's a 19. That'll hit.
get it.
Okay.
Fourth shot going to the dragon on the left.
Okay. That's a hit. Okay.
And at that, Lord Daddo is just gonna go like this as he's falling.
Okay. So the dragons are now racing at you at top speed. Um, and as you are falling, you're now maybe 500, maybe almost 1,000 feet away from the ground. You can feel the heat from the ground below you. You can hear the people in the street moving. You can hear the shrieks as they see you falling. And then time grinds to a stop. Nothing is moving. You've stopped falling. You can't move or speak. And you hear a booming voice radiate throughout this space. I am coming. And you are now back in Muldair's office. The bedrolls that were all around the room where everyone had been laying down for this sort of shared dream state are still on the ground. Muldair is bent over his desk in a very awkward position, looking like he's trying to reach a wine bottle that's rolled across the floor. However, from the tips of his toes now to the small of his back and all the way along this arm, he is completely made of stone. This arm and his head and neck are still totally fine, and he is still trying real hard to get the wine.
Can I walk over to him, touch him with the actually I don't it's not the wisp blade.
You can't do anything because technically the first person in this room was River.
Oh, okay.
So, River, you're the first person that comes out of this dream state. And as you come back, you realize what's going on as Muldair is turning to stone. And then shortly after you, Ymer wakes up. And you start to realize that your friends must have caught on. I need both of you, because you got here before anybody else, I need you both to make me an Arcana or Medicine check. This is
Am
just
I trying to roll high or low?
this is just
If I know. I don't get to know.
what do you mean?
Well, last time I should have been trying for a low number. So am I trying to roll high or low?
You're just trying to roll a skill check.
I don't think I passed.
Oof. A 3 is not a pass. A 13 is, though. So yeah, you would know what basilisk venom does, and you would know that Muldair is going to turn into a statue probably in the next 10 minutes. Um, the only way to resolve this is with either a remove curse spell or the antidote.
So is it like my turn now?
It is your turn now, yes.
Okay. I mean, I can see that he's trying to get that bottle.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna get it and ask him what to do with it.
Okay. Um, just like, I don't know, just try and if you could just put it into my mouth. And at that, Tonks shows up, breathing heavily because the last thing you remember was breaking your lyre. Muldair is now almost begging for a bottle of wine from River. What are you going to do, River?
I'm gonna give it to him.
Okay. Okay. He takes a very huge sort of drag off of that bottle, swallows it very quickly, gasps, coughs a lot, and then says, "Great. I needed a last drink in case this doesn't work. Now, you're going to have to find the antidote. It's out in the library. You need to look for. Well, now he's a statue up to here. And about that point is when Torch shows up. Torch, I need you to make an Arcana check.
Right.
Does River actually say out loud that it's remove curse or the antidote, or does she only know that right now?
Nobody has talked to River about this, and as far as I know, River hasn't conveyed it yet.
I was
Uh,
trying not to meta, so I was trying to ask,
yeah. Is it still my turn?
It's not. It's Torch's turn now. Oh, no, you're right. It's still your turn. All you've done is an action.
All I did was take him the thing. I guess technically that's movement.
That counts as an action.
Okay.
So you still have movement and you have a bonus action.
So I'm gonna say, does anybody know where to find the antidote or have a remove curse spell?
Okay.
I don't often get to say this. I have a spell for that.
Yay.
Torch,
I actually have that one set.
Torch with your 16 in Arcana, you're immediately going to know what's going on here. Somebody is under the effect of a flesh to stone spell. And you know that remove curse is basically the only magical way to get rid of it. But that basilisk venom can be cured by using spider venom.
Do we have access to that? Am I aware if we have access to that?
You have a
Let's
bard
investigate.
that can sing spiders out of nowhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's true.
Tonks can do that.
And Tonks was in the room, so why don't Tonks
And it's
start
a
playing with the spiders? Since I'll convey that like spider venom
so yeah,
can help our owl friends.
instead of nervously tuning your lyre to make sure that it still works. Your friends need help.
I'm on it.
Okay, make a performance check. 22.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. Okay. You you start playing, and per the usual, you get a sort of a small grouping of silver spiders that kind of circle around you, almost like imagine like a very, 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 very small music festival.
Yay!
Bunch of spiders doing the wave.
Yes!
Um, and almost as though they knew what you wanted, they start marching single file up and over the top of Muldair's desk.
Fly, my pretties.
And as they begin to climb up his back and along his arm and then over across his neck, you can see the look in his eyes. Mm, 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 mm.
Sorry, my friend. It's for your own good.
You start to hear the muffled whimpers of this half-elf wizard as he is bit over and over again by a bunch of tiny spiders. And about that moment is when Lord Daddo comes back, and you don't just wake up, your entire body impacts the ground. There is now an imprint of you about an inch deep in Muldair's floor. Your body did not, however, move at all.
That's all, folks.
So you come to in the room with all your friends, a little disoriented to say the least, and you look across the room and see a mostly stone statue of Moldair shrieking at a bunch of spiders.
I gotta ask and everything. If I impacted the ground and everything, my body can't move. Did I at least land like this?
That depends on if you went to sleep like that.
Aw.
Womp womp.
So, am I able to move then or not?
Yeah, we're effectively out of initiative at this point. There's not a combat, there's not a threat. Um,
Can I tell if the spider bem is actually working?
it does appear to be working. Now, flesh to stone is a curse more than anything, and so it takes time. Technically, even after a bestow curse or a remove curse spell, it takes 24 hours for the curse to be healed. So he's basically got to sit there and have spiders bite him for most of the day.
That sucks for him.
Is his mouth working again?
His mouth is not working.
Oh, but we can hear him go, right?
Because his nose is still working.
All right. So Lord Daddo's just gonna calmly walk over to him and say, "Would you like to continue being bitten, or should I just cast remove curse for you?" Okay, so give me a if you want the bites, or a if you don't.
While they're doing that, I go after the bottle. No sense in wasting it.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I really didn't get that. There was too much chatter from the spiders. Can you repeat that for me?
Now he jerks his body towards you using only his head and neck and falls head over foot right over the end of the desk and is now laying on his back. One arm frozen like this, one arm frozen like this.
I'm gonna just go ahead and assume that meant option two. So at that, I'm just gonna lay my hand on him and cast remove curse.
Take care of my spiders.
I'm not gonna hurt them.
I'm talking to Moldair. He's being very disruptive with them.
You place your hand, or you place yourself down on Moldair. Moldair's remove curse takes effect, and you start to see this flesh to stone spell melt down towards his toes, almost like a candle. And it is gone very quickly, and he has returned to his fleshy state. He will, however, take the minuses from being stone for the next 24 hours. Which means his movement speed is reduced to 5 feet. And he takes disadvantage on any dexterity or constitution based saving throws. And there's something else.
So
Got the munchies?
Right.
So then I'm gonna ask him what was up with the shared dream and the falling a whole lot and the dragons and all that fun.
And where can I get some basilic poison? Because kind of want to use it.
This is handy to have, I think.
The training simulation was meant to be exactly that. It was meant to be training you. The last time we talked about dragons, the only time you told me you'd seen one was when it was dead. I thought it might be worthwhile for you to see one up close.
Yeah.
Well, it's a good thing we came out when we did, isn't it?
I mean, thing for him.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. I'm still not sure exactly how I got poisoned, though.
Oh dear.
So if we're curious about sharks, you should drop us in the middle of the ocean, naked, covered in blood.
Well, it's a simulation, so yeah. Torch gets it.
Well, Andy, you don't know how you're poisoned? Like, do we have to back up and figure that out? Like, how long does basilisk poison, like, Could we figure that out? What do you mean you don't know?
Basilisk venom can take hold on somebody and cause that transition to stone in 3 turns.
Damn.
So like it literally just happened then.
Yep. He then sort of slowly pulls himself up off of the floor just enough to reach up on top of his desk and grab his packet of cigarettes and take out another one and light it up as you see his stone toes start to creep back up his foot. I still
Oh, okay.
have no idea how they got in here or what they would have done to get to me. It seems like it's kind of a, I don't know, a mystery in itself. Maybe what?
Amir doesn't say anything. He just stares at him.
What? I've been alive 300 years. I don't need your judgment. He then takes another drag off his cigarette and then looks down at his feet and goes, oh. Well, that's inconvenient.
I also like that Ryan missed that, so he doesn't.
Didn't miss it. I was
No,
out
you
of
got it? Okay, good.
the whole thing where he took a drag and he started to turn to stone again.
Yeah, and you might need to recast saving his butt.
Ryan?
I'm gonna look over at Tonks and say, "Hey, get the spiders for him, would you?"
As long as he promises to be gentle with him this time.
I mean,
See, in my head,
no judgment here.
In my head, I see Mulder flipped over the end of the table and all of the spiders stayed behind. And so now that he's slowly turning to stone again and can't move anymore, it's like, okay, so, well, at least there's no spiders. And then they start creeping down from the.
Lord Daddo's gonna say, "No judgment. You've been alive 300 years. You can smoke those all you want and everything. Spiders, he's yours. Go for him. No judgment." No judgment.
Uh, he sort of smugly eyes you, Ryan, and then tosses them at you. Fine. Someone call off the spiders, and I don't know what you did before, but do it again.
Come on, darlings. I take him back.
Hello, I'm slowly but surely turning into a fence post here. You want to help me out?
Yeah, I'm working on it here. Hold on. What was I having for lunch yesterday? And then he walks over, touches him again, and casts remove curse.
I swear, child, I will turn you into a newt.
You're not a witch. Wait, you're not a witch, right?
No, I'm a warlock.
I don't weigh anything.
Mulder is a wizard. So
Um, Ryan, I want you to make a perception check for me.
All right. Get back to the right screen. Perception?
Yep.
Ooh. That
Okay.
was
The pack of cigarettes that Mulder threw at you, you see that there is something that is sticking off of the side of it. Looks almost like a tag or a sticker that seems completely out of place.
oh.
It,
Can I do an investigation check on it?
I'm not going to make you make a check. It was just to see if you noticed it. I'm just going to tell you what it is.
Oh, okay.
It is the thing is white. The package itself is white, so it's meant for it to blend in. But that white on white, when the light hits it just right, you can see what looks to be an embossed emblem that appears like your mask.
So basically, what's his name? The trickster god is trying to turn him to stone.
And that's where we'll call game. Welcome back to Nix, where anything.
That was fun, Moth.
Yes, very fun.
I appreciate that. Thank you.